I'm curious to see if, if they have something to show on this map. If they're going to fall by the wayside again in the 2-0 fashion as they did, I think, in the game against Entropic yesterday. We saw them have a pretty decent half again. I think they were 2-8-7s, right? Overall, between the two of them. But
I think they just didn't build on the second 7.
Yeah, they didn't have a single round, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, on the T side. Apparently, we had a bit of an issue with our Go TV, so I think we've unfortunately may have jumped in a little bit late. We've got a little bit of a lag coming in right now, so hopefully we'll get that fixed out for you. It looks like we are sorted, and yeah, we managed to switch off the little bug there we've got. So we've got Flamey in the game. I think this is live. Obviously, we'll confirm that with you as soon as we can, because of course we do have a bye. We have a bye coming in for 1 win in this round, as you say, because yeah, there's no reason they'd be aiming like this in warm-up. So yeah, it looks like we had a bomb plant for 1 win, but into the breach victory. So that's what we get so far.
Yeah, and because of that, of course, you do see the T side get an equal, if not even better, buy in terms of firepower. Obviously, the nades weren't there, but it doesn't matter. The weaponry are getting it done right now. As I said, that those Cypher manages to at least trade back onto Flamey down in towards Secret, with that as well, recovering one of the rifles and putting it all on towards Travis and Deco now. But both of those players were on point on the previous map. So if you want anyone in this clutch situation right now, that's who I'd choose.
Unfortunately, time's gone. See the red number at the top of your screen?
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't notice either until the last second.
In the middle of the round, and also
exactly,
I'll give myself a pass on that one.
Exactly, I completely agree with you. The head clock there is completely off. It's like, when you do things that have lasted the same amount of time for so many times in a row, and then suddenly it cuts it in half, and you just jump in. It can be a little bit of make you feel a little bit lost. But yeah, anyway, let's just exactly. Let's just try and summarize what we would have seen. So into the breach, won the pistol round. We didn't see it, unfortunately. We had a bit of a bug there, I'm afraid. Apologies for that, but it doesn't matter because they did manage to convert the second, even though 1 win forced up. They saved the 2 guns. Now it's up to them to try and get a force going again here, because they're actually buying up again because they timed out with those 2 guns, and they can work it with the pistols. It's basically the same round again, just with 1 or 2 less rifles. It's the same level of utility as well, to be fair. So Travis getting the first kill, something to work with.
Oh, and another as he punishes Cypher down in Secret. So that is a bit of revenge for the previous round, and another rifle potentially to be recovered as well. He needs to be cautious. There could be someone else around, and unfortunately none of his teammates are in position to come and take this. They just want to move off the back of the 5-on-3. Everyone else moving back in the direction of ramp so that they can get down towards this B bomb site. And there's just no resistance right now from Into the Breach. They're losing out everywhere. Tadpole is the only one to eventually win out a duel. But even with that, I don't know if they're going to be able to really respond to what is about to be a B bomb plant.
No, I think that this force in the end has actually gone in their favor again for 1 win. Not one you would necessarily recommend, but Deco is going to have a free switch to an AK as well, and they're going to have probably 4 players remaining alive in this one. That means Foster can pick up that Goodall, and how they're going to have 3 rifles again overall in this one. Isk and Tadpole forced to save the 2 M4s, and same pattern as the last game. Into the breach getting the first couple, and then 1 win hitting straight back. Let's see if they can at least get a buy going in the next round. I mean, Tadpole will be able to drop. Dobbo will be able to buy something, maybe MP9 or FAMAS. That means we'll have 3 rifles, maybe 4 overall. So let's see what they choose to do. I would imagine they'll invest with this, considering they've got a kit as well saved over.
Yeah, probably. I mean, when you've got the double eco on towards Cypher especially, and Isk is only 1452, so even if they were to eco, he then wouldn't be able to buy with the rest of them in the next round. So yeah, they kind of had to just go for the bio pair. They've got a few rifles alongside it as well, and it gives them a chance to try and hopefully return here on 1 win, as you just don't want them having the ability to get off to a strong start here on their T side. If they get this round 3 likely coming off the back of it, and who knows, momentum wise, then they could really start running away with it. So we'll have to see a little bit of a slower one coming in, blow the door off, look to just put pressure on towards that A bomb site, and force those CTs to throw out what you know is a very limited amount of utility.
Yeah, exactly. Cypher's actually going to go for the CZ in the end. And that is probably one of the best maps for it, to be fair. The CZ, you can play close angles on ramp, on top of hut, and various cheeky positions. But yeah, Travis will be making his way back through, dropping the bomb actually to a teammate. That won't be heard by any CTs. It's too far away, so they don't know the information on the bomb. as of yet. Still got control of lobby. Looks like they want to burst through door here. Maybe we'll be going down vent. That's the question we're about to find out the answer to. Foster gets one, makes it two as well, actually. Cypher gets nothing for his troubles, and he's actually going on a tear here, Foster. Oh my goodness, he's got 4 kills with a Galil. Wow. It's literally pushing solo toward A, getting every single frag. And they've got a 3v1 to work with now. I saw a pretty amazing Galil ace the other day, or actually Galil clutch the other day, on a different match I was casting, but taken out of the round this time, so no clutch this time, but he's already been the main factor in the round. They know where Adam is. Bomb can be plotted safely, but with Deco 6 HP, it's a little bit scary. And finally, he'll reveal himself, and Deco gets the free kill from directly above. Foster, that's all you.
Awkward timing there in the end. Looked like maybe there was a bit of chance, but
yeah.
Yeah, good work by Fostar, as you said. Is it Fostar or Fostar? I've never really been sure. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of 50-50, isn't it? Like, you need to hear them say it themselves before you know for sure.
Yeah, it's a weird one because it's not really a word.
I said Flammy earlier by accident.
Flammy?
That was pretty funny.
That's inexcusable. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I won't let you away with that one.
No, it was an accident. It was in the midst of another sentence. So you know, sometimes it happens to the best of us.
I'll let you away with that one rather. Just the wrong sound comes out for your vowel.
Yes, exactly.
Nice shot by Flammy.
I knew you weren't going to let me get away with that. Oh dear. Back 10 kills. Cash. Many cash. Many monies. Yeah, he gets 3 with the Mac 10.
We're hoping the stack would let them get a few kills with their USPs. Instead, they kind of just put everyone conveniently together for glowing.
Yeah, that was, as you say, quite a significant mistake. That's one of the main portions of the map, right? So many maps you see people do that. Like, remember when Train was in the pool, used to stack up to old bomb, you know, on top of each other. You see that on Inferno, in pool as well, on the eco, the 5-man stack. Yeah, Cobblestone as well, exactly. Good old days, stack. Yeah. I remember that one as well. Unfortunately, that one, as you say, didn't really work out.
Hit of Inferno.
Yeah. I said that one already.
Oh, my bad. I was thinking about other ones at the same time, so I missed it.
Understood. I'll let you off that one too.
Oh, that nade landed right at the feet of the player dropping down the vent right there. It actually, I think Adam had already taken some damage as well, so I think he got away relatively lightly with it. May have just about actually escaped the explosive damage and just took a little bit from the impact. Either way, though, good damage in the opening moments for 1 win. And again, there's so few nades left with still well over a minute.
Yeah, it's a rough situation. 1 win are healthy on utility. Thankfully, they do have Isk on the AWP again. But Glass Cannon, of course, they're going to go toward ramp. They're actually walking into a couple of players here toward ramp. And that might be a reason why it would work out for Into the Breach. And there you go. Dobbo played the nice headshot angles. Takes down Deco as well. And out of nowhere, despite the health advantage that 1 win may have had in certain situations, the round's done. I was about to call it a 5v2. I was about to call it a 5v1. And now it's a 5v0. Into the Breach win an important gun round with all 5 players alive. Great stuff.
Yeah, that's what they needed to try and stabilize a little bit because it's so hard to get going on the CT side. Once you get broken, especially, then it's just that's when the T's really start to build up the rounds, and it becomes a lot easier for them to start chaining things together. It can be a little bit difficult to get the economy re-going. They have the up on Isk here. They have everything really that they could ask for, and nade-wise, it's actually a little bit better than the past couple of rounds as well, obviously, because they kept everyone alive. So they're finally in a position where they can afford to throw down those nades in the early moments to stop the aggression and have at least a few remaining, but they're not expecting Glowing to have come around from main already. A second player up close tucked in behind the box couldn't really do much with players coming in from all angles, and well, Cypher not able to hold on to the bomb site either. It's already Isk and Dobbo just completely locked out, and well, it looks like Isk wants to save, but they're aware of the fact that he's back in the spawn, of course, so if they want to, they can try and hunt this up down and take it out of play.
We mentioned it, didn't we, in the game against Entropic yesterday, especially on the on the CT side. Even though it was a kind of an okay half for them, it was the odd round now and then, right? They never really built up a streak to keep 1 win super honest, right? Or keep Entropic super honest in terms of their economy, and it's sort of the same. Seems to be the same feeling this time. 1 win once again hit straight back after Into the Breach win 1 round, but thankfully, as I said, with the winning 5 alive means that And with 5 alive means that they'll be able to have a buy in the next round. Gives them 1 buy over. And okay, they put so many bodies into trying to take that gun down toward Hell that in the end, 2 of the T's died to the bomb along with him. Interesting.
Good teamwork. He was just keeping them away from the Opper, who was back in spawn. I think that's his only goal right there. He certainly knew he was dying to the bomb no matter what there. So it was just stay alive as long as he can, ensure they have no chance of running towards the spawn. And it ended up just working out that he gets a good bit of damage done with it, taking a couple enemies down as well. So worked out well. They do at least have the off now to work with and all of the weapons behind it, but this time again they are a little bit more limited, and if they lose this one win head up towards 6, and who knows, maybe even start running away with it, as Isk at least finds the opening kill, playing aggressive around that smoke that was forward in the yard. Not something you see too often, but a nice bit of initiative being shown. Unfortunately, Tadpole continued to show more initiative in towards the hut when it wasn't really necessary. I think they could have sat with the 5-on-4 there, especially with them being a little bit lower on nades. They could have just sat and tried to hold on as long as they could.
Yeah, it's nitpicky, but that's something you always hate to do when you're a professional, right? You hate to give up a man advantage when you already have the 5v4. Great shot from Isk, though. He retakes that position, and because of that, Foster doesn't really expect it. So it's going to be a good pick in response. 4v3 man advantage back in their favor now. Could they be hitting back straight again? That is the question. Grenades coming in. A right-click grenade as well to create some more smoke around the smoke that's already there. Double aggressive toward Ramp. I don't think they're going to expect it, and he drops the bomb as well. It's now all down to Flamey to trade it, but he can't manage it. And Dobbo, the first bullet aim that we saw yesterday, has returned.
Yeah, good work. Just strong position in there as well on the off angle. Making sure he was in a position where at the very least he was going to get the 1 kill and then maybe even waste a little bit of time as the second player tried to trade. Obviously done one better. Deco actually does find himself quick kill and over towards Secret, but with only 20 seconds left in the bomb on ramp, he's obviously just looking to try and save the weapon at this point, and it seems like Into the Breach are happy enough to let that happen. They'll look to try and keep kind of the bare minimum of 3 alive themselves, and even with this op being carried over for Deco, they can't really buy behind this, so it won't really build to a full investment.
Yep. Deco does like to save quite a lot on the T side, to be honest. I'm not sure if he's been studying Jame demos, but don't blame him in these sort of situations, to be fair. And actually, you can see in front of you right now that he actually has more assists than he does kills. So I'm not sure if they're all damage assists or some of them might be flash assists. Don't forget, I remember casting on my personal stream back in the day, on ESL Advanced and stuff, and people used to say, oh, how does he have so many assists? Well, on those leagues, looking at the scoreboard when you cast, you do see you see flash assists combined with the damage assists. So I wonder if that's the same case here. I
don't think that's the case here, though, is it? I don't think so. I think flash assist is its own thing.
Yeah, so I reckon that's all damage assists.
Yeah. He's probably just hit a couple leg shots in towards the pistol rounds, maybe done some damage as well that hasn't got the finish off himself. But yeah, no, it normally means that you're having some situations that you could win out that you maybe aren't. So maybe a little bit of improvement still to be had here within the game.
Tech pause here, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say there's clearly something going on right now.
Foster's like, I'm gonna just practice with the Deagle while you sit AFK. You know, if they don't choose to reset the round, cheeky, haha. But obviously that will be the case.
Okay, so we'll have it brought back to freeze time in about 60 seconds or so, and then it'll be match medic whenever the issue is resolved. We're not actually sure what it is right now, but either way, would have been an elimination game. If there's any sort of problem, just get that pause in and make sure it's ironed out. You want everyone at full, 100%.
Exactly. Thanks for production to letting us know exactly what's going on there. Appreciate that. Shouldn't be too long before we get back underway again. And yeah, that's a good point to make again. We haven't really mentioned it. Well, we mentioned it before, the first map, of course, and once during, but we probably should mention it again, to be honest. Elimination match. Of course, that's the way the new groups work out in this event. There are 4 separate groups this time rather than just 2. And of course, both these 2 teams did lose their first match, one win against Amiga and Into the Breach against Entropic. So they don't now go into this elimination match. And I believe the decider match will be the loser of the winner's match and the winner of this one. So again, there'll probably be, it wouldn't surprise me if that is currently going to look like something like Namiga versus the winner of this one, because I believe Entropic have taken map 1 on the A stream right now. So
yeah, they did. And they're 6-4 on map 2 currently.
Yeah, looking good for them. As we had a little interview with Hooch yesterday, didn't we? And he said, like, it'll be pretty nice to get some more wins and build up our mental strength, because that's what he said the main thing that he thinks his team needs to work on. And yeah, bit of a pause coming in, and then we'll know exactly what's going on in a second.
Yeah, so we'll have the game recovered in a moment, guys. Don't worry, we'll be back at 4-4.
Yeah. The of course
We were just being informed by the producer there.
Yeah, having a little chat, just finding out what's going on, and just a reminder that we do have a match medic and a restart coming in. That the scoreboard at the top of your screen will stay on 5-4 for one more round before it actually gets reset correctly. So it won't actually be 5-4. It'll be 4-4 that will be played out. Then if Into the Breach win the round, it will be 5-4, but not 6-4. So it'll be the same. If you followed that, then good job.
If you've watched ESEA before, if you've seen a match medic, you'll know that the scoreboard doesn't update until one round has been played out. Some sort of weird bug. Doesn't mean anything. It'll be fine after one round. But I'm not too sure what the issue was there exactly. We had a player on ITB for sure that was having some issues, but I don't know exactly what it was. It seems it was Travis again. I think it was Adam. I think pre-game actually that had some issues, and it seems to have been Travis now that it dropped out. But I'm seeing he's back in the server, so that's a very good sign for us. We have both Travises present.
Now we have three Travises.
We've been informed it's a minute until we're ready to go.
we have a Travis on the CT side, a Travis on the T side, and finally it's been fixed. Then we've got two Flamies. Yeah, of course. HUD can take a little while to update. Yeah, exactly. Twin. Yeah, exactly. Flammy. Yeah, disgusting. I can't believe I said that earlier. I shouldn't have let you know I said it. No way. Too easy a dig to bring up. But yeah. So don't worry, Travis hasn't joined the enemy forces. As I said, it will take a while for the little HUD to update for us. And then everyone rejoins, and we'll be fine. Of course, Travis's real name is Alexander Tinkiv, by the way. And my real name is Travis. Thank you very much. So he's a poser.
Why isn't your nickname Alexander then?
Yeah, well, maybe I should go for that in the future. Update my profile on, Twitter, Wikipedia, everything. It's like, can I change my name to Alexander, please? And they're like, what? What else are you on about?
It's only fair if he stole your name. So. But yeah, we'll be back in soon enough, guys. I'd say both teams are enjoying the few seconds to have a little bit of a chat anyway, with, again, there being quite a bit of pressure on this game, especially for Into the Breach now with them being down a map. Again, Overpass, I mean, it's not like that's a map that they have found a lot of success on yesterday, or in general. They, as we had mentioned, have lost it all 3 times that they've played it. They really struggled to get going at all versus Entropic yesterday. Was it their CT side that was okay, where they got the 7 rounds?
Yeah.
After initially going down 5-0 as well. So they could have done a lot better there if they didn't start off so poorly. But yeah, as you said, it was the T side then where they just never got anything going. So it'll be very tough if they even do manage to get it past Nuke here, basically, is my point.
Exactly. On board with that, we are back underway in this one. Don't forget, it is 4-4, not 5-4. Scoreboard will update when this round is completed. And if Into the Breach win it, it will be 5-4. If one win it, it'll be 5-4 to them. Adam playing aggressive outside. We'll get the first kill toward Foster. It's a lovely second toward Travis as well. Finally traded from Glowing on top of Silo. And it's a bit of a force buy here for one win. I say a bit of a force buy. It's a full force buy alongside the AWP and the... Of course, the up on Deco, I should say. And 4v3 for Into the Breach to work with. And Flamey only on the Deagle probably means that this is a bit more of a, I would say, 4v2.5, I should say. Has found a gun, though, so more of a 4v3 now.
Ooh, very heavily committed on the angle there for Isk as well. So despite getting the one on the Glow, and he won't really be able to hang on to his life. And honestly, that's not a bad trade. I think one win will be happy enough with being able to get themselves now this outside control, because it limits a lot of info, as you can see, for Into the Breach. They've been forced to just remain in towards lobby for now. It'll at least let them look if anyone comes out through main. But they don't really know what's going on out towards hell, and such if anyone could be wrapping around in towards heaven. So as you can see, that's even got the player down in secret at the moment, questioning himself, and it could lead to a horrible time. And indeed, the flick has landed for Deco. Ooh. It looked like he was just about to look in towards the vents himself, and it could have worked against them, but no, Dobbo falls. It's going to be the B bomb site now, where the bomb goes down as Flammy puts it in place. And now we've got a difficult 2-on-2 for them to play out, honestly, because there is still nades and kits in play here for Into the Breach.
Indeed. Full util for Tadpole. Got a smoke for the bomb as well, and that's a nice opening of the door from Cypher. It's now all down to Deco. He's stuck in dark, I'm afraid. He does actually manage to expose himself enough to actually take the shot before he dies, but Obviously, he would have gone down anyway. Tadpole looks at it as if to say, oh, you were there. All right. And there we go. Now the score is officially 5-4. And Into the Breach will retake that lead after that tech pause. And now we'll get to see if they can build on it slightly, because one wins money is nowhere, even with that bomb plant.
Wow, game's rigged. Like, it even already said 5-4. That was me impersonating Twitch chat.
Yeah.
Only pistols in this
The
one.
R word.
There's not going to be a full force buy this time from one win. They're happy enough to take an eco, and that's understandable. It's early enough days. They've got 4 rounds on the T side. It's a solid enough foundation. And, well, this is a solid enough hold from Dobbo right now as he lands on the head of 4 players now. Looking for the ace.
Hi.
Will it be found? He runs out of bullets. Isk might have a chance to steal it, and indeed he will. At that point, Isk, you just step back. You let him deal with it. You don't steal it.
It is a little bit. Was it Adam on Ancient who was one away from an ace as well, and then it got stolen at the last second on the anti-eco? Pretty sure.
Yeah.
They love stealing aces.
If it was Dobbo that stole it, then I can understand it. Isk doing the same to, avenge his team.
Actually, I think it might have been Cypher. I can't remember, but yeah, that's for a demo watch.
So they're all snakes, basically.
Exactly. I mean, they're from the UK. What do you expect? I'm sorry, I'm from the UK as well. That was a rude flame.
No, you can insult yourself. I'll happily let that happen.
Okay, fair enough. Will do. Self-deprecating humor is the way to go. We're going to be self-deprecating this site right now. Flamey gets a lovely entry on towards Cypher. They're actually going to be peeking this one pretty aggressively, going quickly. Not too many grenades, actually, it has to be said. Just taking the dry jewels, it feels like. And now, they could get punished for it. Isk with a nice reply, glowing down, and they only really have Deco on the site last alive again. This time with an AK, not with an AWP. Isk trying for wall bangs, trying to at least distract a little bit. They don't know where Deco is as of yet. But Adam could have a good timing here as he comes out of hut. He's going to be climbing on top as Deco exposes himself out of the door. He actually checks it, though. That is presence of mind and a half to look for that after already being out on the site already. Interesting. And he has full utility to go for this clutch now. Ooh.
Oh, and he had already tossed out the nade as you said that, predicting it and knowing what the knowing that potentially there was going to be someone rapping in from heaven there, rather. And now just walking it back over and likely down ramp on towards B, where I believe it's going to be open. Where exactly is Isk? I'm struggling right now. I believe he's in towards the A bomb site. Yeah, he's actually made his way in from heaven. So he is not going to be ready for this at all. And if he wants to rotate down quickly through the vent, then obviously that's going to make his position more than known. So there should be plenty of time for Deco here to get the bomb down, to get into a strong position to play this after plant. And indeed, he hears the footsteps coming down. He has a molly he can drop if he wants. Instead, up on top of Silo, he just positions himself well. Completely unexpected for Isk, who was just trying to move quickly again before he could actually get into position. He didn't want to allow time for him to set up and just play off of the bomb. Unfortunately, though, it backfires, and well, now we've got 5 for 1 win. And both teams are actually in a very poor position here economy-wise. Whoever loses this is likely on an eco.
Yeah, I mean, Isk at the end of the day there, right? Like, as you say, he knows that the B-site angles are so powerful. I always call it, as soon as I see a professional player play that angle on the B-site solo and an after plant, I always say, most overpowered angle in the game. If there's no one coming from ramp or no one coming from windows, it's just you see legs first when they come through double door or single door. It's just impossible to pre-fire it. And Deco wins out a 1v3 thanks to that. Cypher will be dropped a bit of utility, so the player from Rafters can concentrate on the duels instead, rather than throwing that util. Aiming close toward outside. Oh, he taps that. It's a disgusting shot, but because of that, there's no way he expects Adam up close already. So even 1-for-1 trade in round number 12.
Not terrible in fairness, but yeah, I mean, a little bit awkward. Flamey definitely could have gotten more from that, even if he just calmed it down after the initial kill. Either way, a 4-on-4 is a position 1 win are going to be decently happy with. The only problem is they haven't really taken much control off the back of it. You can see outside still under the thumb right now of at least the player that's back towards heaven. That's Adam. They've got 2 players committed onto this A bomb site as well, and they've actually just dropped the bomb already out. Never mind, Travis has actually started wrapping around through hell. That Mach 10 could be a massive issue, but no, he's not even able to get the player in on the bomb site. Tadpole, I believe it was, just put himself into cover and entrusted that his teammate would have him covered, and indeed, Cypher had it on lockdown. Glowin's all alone, and he's not able to do anything as Dobbo lands the op shot. And with that, it's going to be, again, just rounds trading back and forth. A decent position for Into the Breach, in fairness, now, since they're up towards 7, but they need to break the trend of the back and forth right now. Otherwise, one win are going to at least get themselves into a position on the T side they can be happy with. But if Into the Breach can get these final 3 and get up towards 10, they'll be looking really good to potentially make this a 3-mapper.
Yeah, if they can get a 10-5 half from this, which is not beyond the realms of possibility now, they can secure their lead on the half after this round. If they can overcome the pistols, which should be pretty easy, has to be said. I think I said they have a pretty good chance. It was 8-7 on map 1. It was 8-7 on map 2 yesterday. It was 8-7 on map 1 yesterday as well, if I'm not mistaken. So they love their 8-7s. I'll double check that for you to make sure I'm not going
lose
insane.
The next 3 then, so it's 8-7 again.
Yeah, hopefully it was 8-7. It was 8-7. I'm not going insane, thankfully.
This 4-on-5 shouldn't be losable anyway, so I don't think they're going to stick to that trend anymore, unless they get this 8 and then lose the final couple. I suppose that's always possible. I don't want to see that happen. They ideally do want to come out with, at the very least, 9, but double digits to just give them the bit of security for if the pistol round goes wrong. We didn't get to catch those, but it looked like a couple of crisp deagle shots landed, and even if one more here can be put in by Glow, and just to make the buy potentially in the next round a bit weaker for Into the Breach, and that would be a really, really nice find. Is Heaven being watched? It was, but never mind. Can't watch it with no eyes.
Can't watch it with no life. Ridiculous shot from Glowing. And that actually means he can recover a gun, I believe, if he actually wants to cross to a garage. I think there's someone holding the angle, actually. So it might not be the easiest recovery, but it's actually worth saving this because considering it was a save... Okay, never mind. Nope. I say it was worth saving it because that means, okay.
Jesus, chill, bro.
Just win the round. Screw the AWP, just win the round. Unfortunately, he's going to get shot in the back. Oh, that's such a shame. You can tell he didn't really know what to do after getting that shot. It was like he surprised himself. But yeah, that was absolutely ridiculous from Glowing. Good God.
Yeah, he even looked over towards where Cypher was there just a second or so too early, unfortunately. There was so little time that he was kind of desperately looking around. Once he didn't see anyone outside, it was kind of, okay, I just got to sprint in and hopefully find them if he's on A right now. Otherwise, I have no hope. But yeah, I mean, good damage being done. As I said, that does somewhat limit the investment here. You see an MP9, the nades aren't as strong as they could have been either for Into the Breach. So one win have a chance to come back towards 7. But Cypher very quickly wants to try and minimize that opportunity. He finds an opening kill with the aggression through Hook, backs away as well to ensure that they're not going to give the advantage away this time. And it's a 5-on-4. That's a very strong position, especially with this aggression from Misk. He already was posted in towards radio, drop the smoke and just back away at this stage.
Yeah, they use that little cheeky Molotov that lands behind the door of Hut, right? The door that obviously doesn't move. So it gets stuck behind the door. The T's think that you've mollied Hut and won't be pushing it, but you are, because you can push past that without taking damage. And yeah, it was a cheeky way to get that opening kill. That's a tale as old as time, to be fair. That little molly play that you can do happens in many a pug. But it can catch off a professional player sometimes, and it did this time. Great stuff from Cypher. And now it's down to Travis and Deco to stop Into the Breach from finally breaking the 8-7 streak. I think it will be broken finally in this one. An invisible gun on your left. That is Isk on the up. Don't worry. He isn't just pretending to play with guns. He has got a rope in his hands. That's just a bit of a GoTV bug that happens quite often. With Adam with a secondary back in CT spawn as well. Well, you're never going to pre-fire that one. Travis is dead. That's all down to Deco. He had a 1v3 before. Now he needs a 1v4, and that one's impossible. Tadpole secures a 9th, and a 10th might not be far away.
Maybe the invisible guns are actually a feature that they're testing to make it TV friendly. It's like those recon games, you know, where you don't actually see a gun.
I know what you mean.
They'll put the the pirate language pack on. There you go. TV friendly.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that.
That was a thing until just a moment ago. It's not a good buy from one win. They have to go for it, but a few Galils actually in there, a Mac 10 and a Deagle. They have a few nades as well, enough at least to try and go outside. A massive gap as they only had the one smoke down, but Glowin didn't really seem to care. But he does take a decent amount of damage from the molly. Sorry, they actually had the smoke. I just seen it's on top of Secret. How the hell did that happen?
That was a bit weird. They actually have some progress, as you say, down towards Secret. A flash for double door, so Glowing can take the close right angle. Maybe he can hold vents as well. Adam's got his pistol out. Oh, it should be a free kill. I say free kill. It wasn't particularly free. He got to dig for his troubles, but Flamey still gets it. Glowing, playing close. Oh, he has a gap in that. That's disgusting. Surely that smoke was not by design. Gets the kill with the Mat 10. Travis takes down Dobbo with the Galil. Isk still there to help out, though, doing so much work on the AWP, and that's a lovely flick down to take Travis out of the round. But Flamey's there on the recovered AWP on low HP to take him down. It's now all down to Tadpole. 1v2. Bomb not planted. That's in Deco's hands. And he's stuck in the right-hand cubby right now. Tadpole's here. Do they know it? That's the question. I don't think so. They're just playing it patiently because they can. 40 seconds to go. No need to rush for that bomb plant. That might keep Tadpole guessing. He's leaving the situation, I'm afraid.
That was, yeah, I think they might have heard him when he dropped down initially in towards the ramp, but at this stage, he really could be anywhere, so they definitely will be questioning it. But now Tadpole needs to start moving back in the direction of ramp after the bomb goes down. Obviously, the final round here of the half, so he's got to move in. He has a smoke and a flash to give him a chance of maybe getting onto that bomb, especially if he can find the early pick. Flamey is low on health as well, on only 19, but it doesn't matter. The Galil lands immediately on the head. It's going to be 9-6 at the halftime, and honestly, it's not bad. I said I wanted Into the Breach to reach the double digits, but still 9 is pretty effective, especially if the pistol round goes their way, or even if they're just able to get into it off the back of the first gun round as well. So it's doable. Honestly, we didn't think Nuke was going to be winnable, considering they've been on a, what, five map loss streak on it. On the other hand, 1 win have been beating some pretty solid teams.
Jumping through the windows there. The bomb will go down by Dobbo. Travis close with the dual Berettas, and he's got 3 players in front of him. Everyone's blind, though. How has he only got 1 kill from this? Surely he has help from a teammate at some point. There we go. The amount of bullets gets him that second kill, finally. But the fact that they have that top solo angle means that Cypher will get the body spam, and it means that surely 1 HP on Glowing can't find the kill. That was... I don't think I've ever seen that before, with 3 players jumping around fully blind in that position on a map.
And as you said, just the fact that he only comes away with the 1 kill initially, and somehow they managed to escape out the door while blind and just all bolt it in different directions. But yeah, that was a hectic retake. And honestly, it got way too close. It got a lot closer than I expected. As you said, it came down to really having that angle up on top of Silo that let the Glock just spam away and finally sealed the deal. The buy, though, as you can see, it is at least in play from the CTs. They've got a scout, an MP9, and some pistols, and said MP9 has already done a pretty good job of opening things up, using those smokes from the T side against them, catching Cypher in the early moments, and at least making the crossover towards Secret here a costly venture for the T side.
Yeah, and of course, force buy can be so powerful. The combination of the MP9s, the Deagles, and the Scout. Just usually, attack a 70 with a Scout is enough for 1 Deagle shot to do the damage, even since that Deagle nerf. And the MP9 being in the game as well, of course, has already gotten that first kill thanks to Glowing. He's been pretty impressive as of late. He made 1 mistake in the game I casted earlier in a different event against Sprout, and ever since that mistake he made, he was absolutely lights out and just was headshotting everyone, it felt like. He's a very talented young player. And Dobbo, looking to try and exchange some utility with Adam there. There are 4 players grouped up, all 4 of them, toward the double doors on B. And OneWin don't seem to know that yet.
Now they should. Or at least they'll have a little bit of an idea as the flashes come in, as the molly goes down, and as the windows, of course, were shattered as well. It might shatter the dreams of OneWin here. Once the bomb goes down, there's not going to be a lot that they can do about the retake, unfortunately. And especially now, I'd say, with that kill in towards the vent right there, that shuts down 1 prong of the retake. It leaves, of course, only the players moving in from ramp in through these choke points. And honestly, I would have preferred maybe even if they just carried over the Scout and the Deagle, give themselves a little bit to work with in the next round, because while they are doing a bit of damage right now, it doesn't really look too winnable for Deco, as we can see. He's giving it a go, though. If he gets this first kill, then who knows? Okay, that was the low health player, so he's taking Isk out of play now, but a full 10-second defuse is needed, as I said. So I think maybe even that rifle there is a good option for him to just bail out with, but maybe he's just hoping for an extra kill, and it won't come his way, as Adam's going to be ready for it instead. 11-6. It's a 5-round advantage for Into the Breach, as they start looking a bit towards overpass at this stage. No one really could have predicted this.
No, not at all, and T-Side is looking pretty good. Thing is, though, we haven't seen the full gun round yet. So once we see that full gun round, obviously we know what happened yesterday against Entropic. They could not get a single T round on overpass. Nuke's a bit different, though. And they've been showing that pretty good form on this map at the moment. Lots of good kills, lots of players, of course. No one really lagging behind. Only Tadpole on 7-10, and that's not even that bad. Everyone's performing at a pretty decent level. And then once they beat the Pistols, they'll have double the score of 1 win. And a chance, as you say, if they can overcome that first barrier of 1 win, to basically put the map beyond their reach.
One or two more kills here, I think, is really all they're hoping to achieve with these Deagles. Pinned in towards the bomb site, even potentially forcing the bomb to do some further damage could be a good way to go with it. 12-6. We just couldn't have expected it to end up in a position where Into the Breach are sitting with double the scoreline of their opponents here on Nuke. All stats pointed in the other direction.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
Really, it's going to come down to this next gun round. If they don't get this next gun round, Into the Breach will be basically on the finish line already. They'll at least have it within sight. And I think confidence is really what these boys need, because when they went into, as we said, Ancient yesterday against Entropic, they seemed to be all feeling it. They were hyped up. It was their first match. And it seems like that confidence and kind of that excitement allowed them to perform incredibly well. Obviously, then Overpass didn't go as good for them, so they had a little bit of a slower start maybe in today then as well. But they've really gotten going. Even when they started their recovery on Ancient, now they've managed to put themselves in this position here on Nuke. I just don't know what to expect of them on Overpass either anymore, if we manage to get there.
Yeah, I feel like at this point we sort of can't really look back on yesterday and give any. We can tell you what happened, but we can't really relate it to today, can we? I feel like this is slightly different Into the Breach today. Of course, it was exactly the same scoreline on map 1 on Ancient, which is what we got yesterday too. But at the same time, the second map has proved to be a lot more Into the Breach's favour, and that is the perfect way to play Secret there from Glowing, holding these crosshair at an angle where he has a pixel gap. And as soon as he sees one player cross, get that Molotov down, or incendiary grenade, to be correct.
We've had a pretty slow T-side from Into the Breach so far. That nade not going to be landing any damage. About a second too early, unfortunately. Yeah, the majority of the T-side right now in towards Secret. It's just, I believe, the one player left lurking back towards Lobby. A pretty common reaction, obviously, to losing the outside control and potentially Secret control is to go for that Lobby aggression. So they're hoping to be able to punish it. Instead, though, they actually find the first blood down in towards B. Tadpole catches the swing from Glow and punishes it with a Mach 10. And, well, they've only got 30 seconds, so they do need to hurry up and get in towards one of these bomb sites. And they might even be considering moving back up the vent, I think.
Yeah, because Adam has control of Parton. He might get a free kill here. He does. Foster goes looking for information. He might even get a second, but Travis is still here. What's the call? 16 seconds to go. They will make it the B site in the end, but Flamey's still here. They're planting in the smoke. He could have a free kill. There's one. Does he spray the smoke? No, he doesn't. He's looking for the other kills, and he's got 2 of them. He makes it 3 as well. All down to Dobbo. He has no bullets in his gun, I'm afraid, Flamey, but it doesn't matter. That activates Deco to help out, and what a hold that is from Flamey. Some OG Flamey gameplay there, that's for sure. Reminiscing of the old days, perhaps. He was always, back in the day, quite good on Nuke, I feel like. I've seen so many plays from him on this map. And Into the Breach. Fall by the wayside. Yeah, the patience was unbelievable. I would have sprayed the smoke looking for the bomb plant.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I thought he was going to do that after getting the first kill, hoping to stop it. And maybe that would have been a good play, because obviously if he gets it, cool, they've won it off the back of it immediately. But he might not. Then he might just get counter spammed by the other player, and suddenly they have no real shot at winning the round anymore. So he took the approach, confidence in his own aim, managed to take out a ton of kills before going down himself. And yeah, it led to a 7th round for 1 win, a big one from Flamey. Maybe that was Flammy, as we said, his evil twin that comes out every now and again. But they need to be able to replicate that now. You can't just rely on one player to get it done. They need a consistent performance across the board now if they want to pull back this CT side.
Yeah, I feel like also in that round, while that was just, perfectly played from Flamey, it also felt quite indecisive from ITB, didn't it? I mean, if Adam gets that second kill toward A and kills Travis, then they go A, 100%. But as it is, they decided to go back toward B and into the clutches of Flamey, playing that very lurk role. But it might not matter, because look at this. 1 kill toward the edge of the vents, and it's going to translate into another one for Tadpole, destroying Flamey, and suddenly, out of nowhere, 2 kills, 5v3, B site taken, save.
Yeah, no other option really, unfortunately. As you said, with B already gone, they've got weapons that are going to be way too valuable in this next round, because it's probably the only rifles they're going to have. As you can see, Deco's got 100 in the bank, as does Flamey. No one who's surviving really is doing too much better either. And I think Cypher was having a little bit of a chat with that body in towards the vents there. It's propped up, all casual style. But yeah, 13 for Into the Breach. The back and forth now is going in their favor, unlike what we seen back on Ancient.
Best thing for Into the Breach is that they do get their 13th round in the end, and they do it with all 5 players alive, so that really builds up that team money beautifully. 1 win. Have some form of buy, of course, with the save, but it's not. I'm not feeling the strongest about their chances in the rest of this game now. After that round, that was very simple for Mighty B, and it worked perfectly. Great stuff from them.
Are they going to keep that level of pace up is the question. There's actually a decent amount of utility, all things considered, for 1 win. So they definitely could be slowed by the nades and the mollies, but it looks like they're not really actually committing immediately, although Adam is going to start working out around this smoke out through the squeaky door. This is an interesting push. I'm not sure if he has too much backup either. Fostar up on the rafters. Indeed, they actually did flash over from the push through, but it's only going to be equal trades so far. Fostar and Deco getting 1 each on towards the bomb site. The problem is that was all that was there in terms of immediate defense. Now it's the rotations, and there's a gap in that main smoke. Dobbo's watching for it. He was hungry for a headshot, and well, that was some patience right there before they go for the bomb plant, securing the advantage. And well, both final players are actually moving in towards main as well. Unfortunately for them, the smoke had just been replenished.
Yeah, Flame just looking to upgrade his gun to an M4 and probably looking to save again, to be honest. It was 12-6. It's going to be 14-7. Once again, double the number of 1 win, and we're edging ever closer to that decider. One that we maybe didn't expect to get. I said to you today, before this game even got started, that 1 win have not looked too hot recently. Struggling perhaps with the additions of Flamey and Foster as well. I personally thought, obviously, all changes take time, but obviously they did manage to crack the top 30 with Pulse and Ravenlock, their previous 2 players. So, yeah, we're seeing today the shakiness that I've witnessed over the past couple of days, I feel like. And Into the Breach could be about to take it to a 3rd.
I'm excited to see what they do on Overpass because, again, their CT side was pretty good after starting off going down 5-0 yesterday versus Entropic. So if they can get off to a good start with the confidence that they'll have after this performance here on Nuke, then, yeah, it's definitely possible it could be Into the Breach coming through with a victory, and we could have the irony of 1 win going home with no wins as well. At least initially in this round, they're doing a pretty decent job. They've got a 2-for-1 trade. Tadpole and Cypher taking out a play for Glowin, who has been absolutely fantastic for 1 win in fairness. So he's not the ideal man to be losing, especially now as Flamey falls in towards the ramp. They lose all of the control back in towards that position, and now they need to start worrying about a player who's going to be a little bit of a rat to them. He's down in towards B. He can just be a nuisance really at this point with so much time remaining on the clock. And that's going to have to be his goal, because it's not going to be easy for these other 2 players to join him.
He can basically do whatever he wants in that position now. He can hold the site. Maybe pull his teammates over. And I'll tell you what, who's doing it whoever he wants. Isk. He just no-scoped Travis up close with some aggression coming in toward T-spawn. You wouldn't have expected that. That would have been a pure reaction shot, and he's done it. Well, I don't think that's get some timing as well towards Deco, even though he's stuck on the ladder. It doesn't matter, because Deco is looking the wrong way. And that was all down to Foster. Can you believe it? It's going to be an inter-breach round from a 3v5 after the opening 2 kills in this round from Glowing. Unless Foster can do something ridiculous here in the clutch. He does have a defuse kit picked up, to be fair. Isk is flanking, though, toward main, and they have a double angle holding this position. Surely won't be able to do anything, and Isk is quick with it. He had a very impressive game against Entropic. We spoke about it. He did really well against Elian. We questioned whether he'd be able to do the same today, and I tell you what, he's standing up to Deco as well, and everyone on the 1 win side, it has to be said.
He's doing more than just standing up to him. He's been kind of dominating. I'm not sure how many exact duels they've had versus each other, because it seems like a lot of the time the economies have been in positions where one of them is working either with just all rifles or maybe limited in terms of utility and such, so that they don't both have the op all the time at the same time.
Yeah.
But still, it definitely seems like who's given the most impact, that's got to be Isk, especially on that CT side. He had some absolutely fantastic rounds. And he hasn't slowed down too much here on the T side either. It's what's allowed them now to just dominate this second half. And it looks like it's going to be a struggle really for 1 win to give anything now. as already there's players all over this A bomb site, just tucked in behind the silo.
Wow.
Foestar didn't really manage to do anything about it before they had already closed in the distance, and now as the bomb goes down in a 5-on-3, this is going to be a very tough retake to keep them alive.
Yeah, this map is over. We mentioned whether OneWin would take it 2-0. We mentioned whether Into the Breach would maybe take a map. I don't think we even suspected that they would take a map in this fashion. It's going to be 16-7. Adam has just dropped on the head of Flamey. That's a Goomba Stomp kill to take him down. And Cypher and Tadpole will finish it off. How about that? Very, very impressive map from Into the Breach. Let's go UK Counter-Strike.
Feel your smile keep on heating up the climate.